She would be given over to a dance master, and the dance master would teach her the correct posture. It's much today as if you sent your daughters to a ballet school. They're told about the invisible thread that pulls up to make you stand up. Well, of course it makes you do that. And of course I'm researching all the time, but I'm not seeing too many back problems. So I think, of course, it had a lot to do with them growing straight and keeping their posture and growing that way. So she'd be used to it. That little girl you saw at the age of 8 would have a corset on, and she'd be treated as an adult. She'd have the same pomade put through her hair and the little pom-pom for the strength. And many women wore their corsets to bed. They didn't even take them off. Yes. You can't get to see the way they work. And so that's why the museums have been very supportive of what they're doing. You're getting to see how they work. And so they have to be reproductionists so they can take it. Yes, well, okay. It's all undressed. She's undressed in the morning. That seems a term that you can't put to with the mode of dressing. But it's only when she's going to go into formal dressing, which is going to be very soon, that becomes dress. So it's when you dress up for it, becomes dress. This is called undress, even though it's not what we visualize. Yes?
What would be the date range on this particular outfit?
This is about 1774. They do have some a little earlier. It's very hard to pinpoint an actual fashion because it bleeds over all the time. All of a sudden they find one that's earlier. My way of checking with these little jackets is if they have this big cuff, you're talking 1720 to 1740. If someone carries them over, what about the mother who's very comfortable with that? She doesn't want to change her fashion. But the daughter's going to come in and say, I'm not wearing that old stuff. It sounds like today, right? And that was the way that I used for checking. Yes?
But what about the panier?
Next.
Oh, that you got that. Okay.
Yes, yes. Coming up. She's now going to put into that. I went to Western Costume. Do we all know what Western Costume is?
Yeah.
Western Costume is having its 100th year this year. So since it started in 1912 with the movies, they have an amazing collection. And amazing collection of artisans. I was very happy to head one of their departments there for a while. They did several movies. But you can go to their shoemaker, and I went to the president, and because he liked what I was doing, we replicated the shoes from the museum. They're in a beautiful piece of French silk. It was $90 a yard just for the silk, but it's a silk brocade. And it has a little story too. The buckles. I'm afraid I don't have $500 to put on a pair of paste buckles that were original. These are from Colonial Williamsburg. They've been recreated. They were an 18th century buckle that was found in a well. And they pulled it out of the well and recreated it. And you can now buy it, and you can see that he did a beautiful recreation. And Laura actually likes them. They're 3-inch heels, 3-inch with 1/8 heels. We had to use a shoehorn because the silk against the embroidery was always getting it to crunch up a little bit. But we'll put him on at this point so you can see how beautiful they are before she puts on the next piece. And I had to, a person's instep changes the lap, so I've had to put extra holes and move it over because my first model had a lower instep. Get your eyes off those shoes, Sarah. I'm watching you.
I'm watching her enjoy being dressed.
She must have a right, I think they're little.
No, they didn't. No. Pardon me?
They do have a right and a left.
No.
Didn't have a right.
It is a little bit, because trying to explain to even a shoemaker today, and getting him all the photos of what you want, and his assistant was throwing little temper tantrums. I mean, they're artisans and they're wonderful. And I was saying I wanted the back of the heel soft. No, you can't do that. How can she slide the heel in? I was like, okay. And then he stiffened the front of the shoe. You've seen the shoes are very, very soft because they're just fabric on linen. But they stiffened the front of the shoe because that was the normal thing to do. And I said, can I have the toes soft? He said, no. So I said, I don't want to mess with the artist, and I just want the shoes. So they made them, and they're a little, it seems like we find out when we put them on, they're because of the stiffness. Maybe that's why they made them so soft. It's a little harder to get them on. So sometimes you find the reasoning when you're recreating something.